Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. Kevin Barnett and Jim Holley finishing out Cowboys Stadium here. And Jim will start out with the 250s East Coast. First round for them. And Dean Wilson, who doesn't have a Supercross championship yet to his name, took a step in the right direction.
Well, he did, and he took a step for the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team by winning their first Supercross in that 250 class in 2013. But, you know, Dean's the guy. I mean, that's everybody's expecting him to win that championship, and if he doesn't, but he's got his hands full. I mean, Blake Wharton, you know, finished up second, and he put in a great ride. He had to come through that last chance race to win that, to get into the main event. He had 19th gate pick, and I'm surprised he came out as good as he did on that start. But the guy who got that start was number 50 on the Honda, Kyle Peters. You know, collects $1,000 from Nuclear Cowboys for that whole shot, and he rode good. I mean, Peters rode really well.
Finish.
Yeah, fourth place for him, and you know, third. What can you say? I mean, that heat race in the first you know, heat race of the 250 class was a great one. Marvin Muskin was in there, and the number 19 of Will Hahn, and also Gavin Faith. I mean, that was a great one. And Will Hahn goes down, and he didn't have quite the gate pick he wanted, but I mean, to come away with the third, Will Hahn's just happy just to be racing. You know, I mean, look at the last couple seasons, all the injuries he had. He's happy with that third. And in fifth, a rookie,
Justin Hill.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Mitch Payton and the guys over there at the Monster Energy Pro Circuit team, they got to be happy with the rookie there finishing fifth. And he rode well. He came from the back of the pack. I watched him. He wasn't in fifth. He had to work in to get into that fifth.
Yeah, a lot of frustration in that Pro Circuit team through the first bit of the West Coast. Now East Coast starts out with two top fives. That has to kind of change the narrative for Mitch Payton a little bit. Take a breath.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done. I mean, this was just the first round. We head off to Atlanta next weekend, and it's back to business.
Okay, and that 450 class business was continuing, and it was the number one, Ryan Villapoto, back up front. He got the start, edged out Davey Millsaps right after the Nuclear Cowboys whole shot, and then kind of checked out.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, you know, Davey's pretty happy to collect the $1,500 from Nuclear Cowboys, but, you know, I asked Ryan Villapoto, I said, hey, did you know that James Stewart didn't start that main event? He goes, yeah, I knew it. He goes, that was one less guy I had to deal with. And James Stewart not riding that the main event, I got a bite with him before, and he had a clutch issue on the line, and he opted, the bike just wasn't mechanically sound, so he pulled out. Unfortunate for him, because I think he would have been a threat tonight after watching that heat race. I mean, he kind of studied Villapoto in that heat race and went by and passed him and kind of checked out. But, you know, another win, you know, for Ryan Villapoto, 3 on the season. But, you know, most importantly, he shaved off another 3 points off of that points. But Millsaps is still in command of this championship, and we're heading into his hometown race in Atlanta next weekend. And, you know, I think if he keeps on the podium, you know, I think, you know, a few more rounds, if he can do the same, I think then he can start thinking about that championship.
Yeah, Millsaps actually extended his point lead over Dungey's up to 21 now, with Dungey coming home in third place. And then he did lose some points to Ryan Villapoto, but he's still leading Villapoto by 24.
Yeah, I mean, 24 points is a lot of, but, you know, like I said, he's going to have some help from the other guys, and I'm talking about the Reed and the Stewarts and all that, to push Davey off of that, you know, podium, and he's got to win. I mean, that's the bottom line. If Davey's off of that podium and he gets a fourth and he wins, that's 7 points. So you can dip into the points really heavy, but if Davey keeps finishing behind him, it's going to be hard for him to make up those 24 points.
Speaking of Chad Reed, he finished fourth. Justin Brayton finished fifth. So Reed not quite where he wants to be. Dungey got aggressive and went under him, and Brayton seems like he had another good ride, but both guys still in there in that top 5. Yeah,
I mean, Brayton put himself in a good position. He got a good start, and he just kind of rode his own race. I thought at one point Barcia was chasing around. I thought maybe Barcia would get him, but unfortunately Barcia didn't get him. Barcia ends up getting that 6th. But I don't know what's going on with Barcia and Trey Kennard. They're just getting horrible starts in those main events and having problems in the heat race. Trey Kennard also had to come through the last chance race. But, you know, Dungey, lap 14, he said he was a little bit faster than Reed in a couple spots, and he went underneath. I think it surprised him, and Reed came down, he hit him, and Dungey actually looked back at one point, and Dungey said, I didn't mean to do it. I just, you know, it's one of those things, I ran it in there, and Reed was coming down, and it was hard to pass tonight. I mean, if you're going to pass tonight here in Arlington, you got to make passes like that. I mean, because of the track, the way it was. I mean, it was hard, dry, slick, and these guys did a great job. But, you know, I was most impressed with Ryan Villapoto with the traffic. I mean, these guys started running into lap traffic in lap 10.
Yeah, Ryan Villapoto certainly cut through those lap riders and it actually extended his lead at a lot of points during that race. So, Ryan Villapoto, Dean Wilson, your winners here in Arlington. 2 Kawasaki's up on top as the tour now heads to Atlanta. So next week will be the Georgia Dome, which historically has been an incredible event. All the Southeast draw in there, sold out the last couple of years. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We know we're looking forward to that. The 450s will continue. We'll have a second week of 250 East Coast rides. And remember, we do have a pre-race review. Jim and I giving you a preview of the day, as well as 3 hours of live streaming from 2 to 5 local time. We'll be on that East Coast time next week, and the race and AMSOIL interviews with Jim on the podium, followed by this post-race wrap-up. It's been a great day here in Arlington. Look forward to next week.